first of all, you and I had a brief chat live on air on Friday, on Tynwald Day, around 10:25 or so, which was somewhat cut short as you were moved on, I think, as my colleague phrased it, by officials. There's been lots of comments, lots of speculation online about this. What happened from your point of view first?
What happened is people didn't want to receive a message. I was quite clear in my preparation to submit a petition on Tynwald Day to what is alleged to be the oldest parliament on earth. But I wanted to get out something that's been a bugbear of mine for several years now, and that is the harms of the HPV vaccine. A girl for whom I've had a custodial relationship for 17 years has, I believe, been injured by the vaccine. She's on a puff of her life, appendix removal. As of two other girls, one of whom has just had a 8-centimetre cyst removed and bowel resectioning. Others have dreadful mood problems, and I believe it's all due to this vaccine. So I was quite clear in my yellow vest, words on it very clear, HPV vaccines, fake trials, real harms, and the names of two people who are no longer with us, Christina Tarsell and Colton Berrett. So we've got to get their stories out because they're replicated with hundreds of thousands of people around the world.
We'll talk in more detail about your petition in a bit. Why were you removed?
Keep off the grass. I mean, I think I was on the grass. It was dog and pony show stuff. I don't quite know. I think people were spoiling to make my day spoiled. I was not looking for anything other than to act with honour and to look at loss, harms and injury under common law court. So we've decided that around the world we'll only get justice if we take this before common law court, and this upsets their, to me, facade and strange day of just looking backwards on acts, codes and statutes under which the Isle of Man thinks it has jurisdiction. So I wanted to raise the point, not only can we not raise this freely, but your jurisdiction and authority don't bind us.
So were you standing somewhere you shouldn't be standing? Is that what was said to you?
I don't know how they would make that, because that would come from statutes, acts and codes. We are free men on the land, free women on the land. We go back to the Magna Carta. So people don't read their history. It's been hijacked, so they claim sovereignty over land that they don't have sovereignty over. We could stand there quite happily. I didn't want to get into discussion with the police officer, an officer of a corporation, dare I say. And so I didn't want to fall out. I wanted to act well, keep harmonious, act with honour, and they decided to move me on under what acts or statutes, I have no idea.
So what happened next? Were you arrested?
No, I wasn't. I was assaulted though, but I shall forgive Officer 282 Cubban because he had no jurisdiction to arrest me. I had my common law court card around my neck. I have claimed my legal fiction, and to many of people listening, this will be double Dutch, Chinese and Russian thrown in, but once you go on the commonlawcourt.com website, you will understand a lot more about why I'm saying this and why I've come to this and why the legal system fails us. So they had no reason to move me on other than to silence me.
So did you expect to be moved on?
It's very strange. The person who took the petition in and presented it on my behalf with my permission, he had already told me that I may well be arrested, and that if it was the double act, I'm not saying any police officer has ever entrapped anyone, but I was very aware that when they started to manhandle me and put their arm on me, I told them I did not consent. I told them that was an assault, but I don't want to have any activity ongoing with 282 Cubban. Nice man, following orders.
If you don't mind me playing devil's advocate a bit,
yep.
did you hope to be moved on?
No, that's the joke of it. And my friend who I saw today, who's now done a 22-minute film, it'll have some additions from Italy, so watch this space. He said he expected me to get arrested, and we walked together, trained together, and he said he told me that. Now, he's not a big-headed man, but I'm sure he did. But I, in my wildest dreams, did not expect to get arrested that day.
But you were being followed by a gentleman with a camera.
Yep.
Recording. Presumably
yep.
This is the gentleman you're talking about.
There were two gentlemen. One I paid in the morning, and the other film, which is I've got today, is by a friend who's been paid nothing. So I did have a professional film guy that I paid for, and that film I'm still awaiting, and that will be interesting as well. So double act, two cameras, then you can give some perspective.
So would it be fair to say that it was a publicity stunt?
I think a highlighting stunt. Publicity is so crappy, it's the sort of thing that maybe Posh and Becks would do. This is not publicity, this is bloody serious. This is people I know regularly in tears who say their family's been wrecked, where their 20-year-old daughters are now incontinent, have been on medication, are peeing red blood for 8 years. It is a crime against humanity. This was not a publicity stunt. It was a highlighting stunt. not a stunt. It's a bad choice of words.
You also said you were a common law court person.
Yep.
Can you tell us a bit about what that means?
Yep, it's something that I'd realised it was a dog and pony show when I went to a court case in Valencia, a case called Agrial, and this is a menopausal drug given to women. Some of them take it 10 years. They should only be taking it for 90 days, but they've been fooled, and that ended up in a court case after 12 years. I saw the judge in that case not read a file from 12 years previously that said you should not take this drug for more than 3 months and it should have 2 gaps in the middle. I saw a crime against humanity for older women, with women collapsing in the dock, with the judge there wearing a dead man's uniform, the black cape, and I do not consent to be acted upon in what they call lex mercatoria, a maritime and commercial court. So once you understand this, you go through the gates, you go into their court, you show them jurisdiction, but then when you wake up you realise if you get your birth certificate in order, your identity in order, claim your legal fiction, you can do all this on the common law court, and you go from level 8 in the jurisdiction of court to number 2. Only the Creator is above us.